Hello, good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you the next episode of the topic Tips of Note Making. In the syllabus of English Literature, paper second, prose and fiction, the second year students for literature, English literature, are asked to prepare notes, how to make notes, and they are given some tips so that they can prepare their own notes regarding the examination, regarding the any event, and it helps them to prepare their notes. I introduce you myself as DR.S.R.BHARGAVA Associate Professor, Department of English. In the earlier session, we discussed the definition of note making, how it is beneficiary, how it is helpful, and as an introductory part, we have been discussed regarding the topic in a very descriptive manner. Note making is an essential skill for university and beneficial to many other areas of life. Effective note making will help you create a permanent record of the content and structure of lectures, tutorials, provide a useful source for exam revision, and help you avoid plagiarism. So, students, in these lines, you will know that why is note making essential. Again, I repeat, it's an essential skill for university and beneficial to many other areas of life, because the people have less time. They are running in their domestic fields, and it becomes very necessary to make brief notes for the daily routine of life. It is an essential skill for university and beneficial to many other areas of life. Effective note making will help you create a permanent record. It is essential because we get a permanent record of the content and structure of lectures and tutorials. Provide a useful source for exam revision and help you avoid plagiarism. Students, the word plagiarism here means literary theft. A record making event or a permanent record helps us to remain far from plagiarism. Plagiarism, literary theft, in which the person who steals or takes illegally the content of others' literature. Requirements of note making. What should be taken in our mind while preparing note making? There are some requirements, essential things. Careful listening and or reading skills. These two skills, communication skills such as listening and reading, we should take it very carefully, because these two skills help us to prepare effective note making. Relating new ideas to known information, your questions or purpose. New ideas to know information. When we know about new things, new information, we have to prepare note making, and because information, questions, or the ideas regarding the purpose help us to make proper note making. Identifying the purpose of the text or lecture and the most important ideas. We can't write lengthy essay type lectures, so we have to prepare brief notes, footnotes in a diary or on a paper, because it is the necessity of our life to mark out the purpose of the lecture. Being selective, don't record everything. We have to become very selective. We should not write everything because it takes a lot of time, money, and everything. So we should be very selective. We should not record everything. Focus on the keywords. We have to keep only the selective words, keywords, phrases, important details or facts, references, questions only. So we have to become very important selective material. Note making strategies. What strategies should be kept in our mind while preparing notes? Leave plenty of space in the margins for adding to the notes later. If we write something on a plain paper, we should keep the margin on left side because it helps us to make correction, to make proofreading, to make everything clearly so that we can add or remove in the notes. So space in the margins is very necessary. Listen for language signals. An example of this is firstly, therefore. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, therefore, these types of words, keywords are helpful because they are signals for language. So we have to keep attentively listening these words, resulting from the central idea, the final issue, etc. These lines, these phrases make our note making very effective. Mark important ideas, relationships, examples or connections using underlining, highlighting, capitals, bullet points. So we have to make or marking important ideas, relationships, examples or connections while making underline. We have to underline some important words so that we can show to the other people. Highlighting. We have to use highlighter or underliner for the purpose. Capitals, bullet points. We should use capital letters for highlighting. Numbering, brackets, lines, arrows, abbreviations, colors and diagrams. Numberings, brackets and lines, arrows, diagrams are very important. Besides this, abbreviations for long sentences, phrases, idioms, colors, different type of colors in the fonts or in the diagrams are very important. Review the previous lecture, tutorial or skim the next to get a brief understanding of the topic. We have to revise the previous lesson or make its review so that we can give the brief summary of the text, or we have to skim the text because it helps us to understand the topic clearly. Mind maps or concept maps are also a form of note making. We have to make maps. Mapping is very essential. The concept of maps should be kept in our mind because it helps us to make a framework of the note making that uses a branching format to show relationship and links between ideas because it works, it functions as a link, as a bridge between the relationships or ideas. Checklist for note making. If we prepare our notes, we have to check, we have to cross-telling to make tally cross or the note making. Notes or folders are well organized P notes, including the subject, title and date. P notes demonstrate the sequence of priority of ideas P. P here means priority. we should keep our mind the word P for priority of the words, because it helps us to understand the subject, title or date. Notes have space for more later additions and comments. P notes make a clear connection between ideas. P notes are a useful tool for study and revision. So, these notes should be listened, prepared carefully, because it helps us to show the priority, and they are useful to trace out, to indicate the additions, comments, and it helps us to make a connection between ideas. They are also useful for the purpose of revision, for the purpose of study, for examinations. Abbreviations and symbols. Abbreviations, brief points, or the brief or short form of the long sentences. Symbols. You can develop your own abbreviations and symbols. Abbreviations are helpful to save time, energy and money. And symbols, they are used for indicating the lengthy sentences. Just ensure you are consistent so that you remember what they represent. For example, NB, take note. NB here means nota bene. Nota bene is a foreign language words, means comments. Important P page, without, government, go, and more, plus questions, needs further investigation, equals is the same as. So these abbreviations, symbols are effective to prepare notes. So the students are advised to prepare their notes in a very categorically manner, because note making is not only essential for university or college or school examinations, they are helpful in preparing competitive exams, for civil services, for any other records which we want to make permanent. Because we say something verbally, that is not permanent, because that has been heard or listened once but forgotten after some time. But note making, written on a paper, in a diary or on a note sheet, has a permanent survival of the record. Whenever we come across these notes, we feel very happy, satisfied that we have our records for the event. So they are effective, beneficial and permanent record, because when we have not much time, we take notes in a short time and remember everything clearly. It avoids the literary theft, plagiarism in any area. We have to prepare note making, have a careful listening or reading skills, because these skills are very important. We have to keep keywords in our minds, references. We have to prepare strategies, the requirements of example, strategies, signals, abbreviations, colors. We have to prepare checklists, P notes. We have to use abbreviations and symbols. So students, you have taken my chapter very positively and responded very well. Thanks for your nice cooperation, and we will come you with the same topic, having its next part very soon. And for that time, students, you have to be very positive to study, and this chapter will help you in your examinations. Thanks again.